Ooh. What's going on?
Boyd.
I don't have much time, so listen close. We got him, Jack. The dentist is in our custody.
Wow. Congratulations, Ethan.
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if it's our guy. But she's definitely the one who committed the murders in Freeburg. And it's a young woman.
Wait a second, did you...
A very large, very strong woman. What? Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jack, I gotta go. We've got a briefing. But, something's not right, Jack. Someone's leading us around by the nose. We'll talk later, okay?
Ooh.
I'd almost forgotten the feeling. The feeling you get when you stay on the sidelines during a major bust. But I don't think I'll be out of the game for long. Palmer had nothing to do with this. The dentist, whoever he is, was a gift box meant for me. It just got delivered to the wrong address. And I've got a hunch who packed the box.
Oh. Well. That's something. Wait, welcome back to more of This Is the Police. Okay, so street racer stage accident in city center. Well, segregationist teacher promoted to dean. Not bad. Dressed in blood, film banned in local theaters for excessive cruelty. That's a good thing. Alright, see, now City Hall loves me, police, meh, but that's good. I'm fine with that. No more gang. No more sand. Oh.
Yeah, a box of Caesars.
With that outfit, I could see you coming a mile away, Mr. Boyd.
Ah, Mr. Chaffee. Knowing your love of theatrics, I was afraid you'd keep the mystery surrounding the dentist going for at least another day or two.
What could you mean, Mr. Boyd? Well, it's true. Robespierre does have a passion for mystery and the dramatic. But there's no need to confuse the actor with his character. For you, I'll play the hurried businessman who likes to cut to the chase. That's not quite me either, but though this mask I wear is quite a burden, I have long grown used to it. Besides, I don't want to distract you from your 180-day quest, not for a second longer than necessary. My, is half your time already up?
Not really. It's at the 90-day mark.
You simply cannot imagine, Mr. Boyd, the painstaking work I've done to cultivate this maniac image. I turn to such literature the likes of which I wish I never knew. If our law enforcement agencies possessed even the slightest aesthetic sense, they would have instantly seen the game for what it was. And the postcards, what can I say?
And if the real dentist turned up again at the wrong moment? I don't imagine lunatics take kindly to imposters.
The dentist died of a heart attack last spring while he was sunbathing on the beach. I discovered this quite by accident, from a university friend, a therapist. It was he who convinced the dentist to stop killing, by the way.
Why the murders? Obviously they'd all been raped by Rogers. It would have been much easier to just get them to talk.
Mr. Boyd, the last thing I want is to appear a brutish butcher. I spent enough time on these women to know they were no use to me alive. Not sure if I should be ashamed to say it, but Stuart Rogers far surpasses me in his ability to intimidate people. Apparently, such things only come with experience. But murder? For that I truly do feel ashamed. It's a burden I shall have to bear for the rest of my days. But sadly, it's not my greatest shame.
What could be more shameful? To frame an innocent woman for such terrible crimes?
What? Are you unhappy with a woman cast as the serial killer? Firstly, I'd say Dear Jordan adds a certain grace to the whole sordid story. And second, of all the people I hold in my debt, she's the strongest. And not just physically. Third, she had good reason to settle her debt with me as quickly as possible. Without going into details, I'll just say that she's a very, very caring mother. Do these taste good? Had we met earlier, Mr. Boyd, I would have shown you a far more refined pleasure, one without such an unpleasant smell.
I'm afraid to even imagine what you count as pleasures, Mr. Chaffee. Fountains of blood in the city square?
Mr. Boyd, you're not listening to me at all. I didn't take any enjoyment from the killings. Everything I've done was of strict necessity. I couldn't make Jordan kill all of the women that Rogers raped. That would have been excessive. If I had made her kill them all, you'd be rather upset, no?
I can't say I fully understand your plan, Mr. Chaffee, but you've given me more than enough reasons to arrest you.
Yes, but allow me to counter them with one good reason not to. I think you mentioned you dined here once?
Yes, not the best restaurant in town.
And maybe you're just not familiar with the full range of our services. When I inherited this tasteless place from my father, I knew I could never make it into an exquisite restaurant. Instead, I accentuated the atrocity of it all, an aesthetic of a different kind. Now I even live here. To me, this complex is like a microcosm of Freeburg. But we're not here to talk about that. At school, I read a French novel whose name doesn't need mentioning, and I read many amazing things. It seems that in Paris, just before the Revolution, certain places were quite popular. People of wealth and taste visited from the city, shed their luxurious coats, peeled off their white gloves, and with the help of the local farmer, they brutally stabbed a hole in a bull and decorated themselves with the splattering blood as they prepared a large piece of meat for the fire. In the bull's suffering, these effeminate aristocrats found a perverse sort of pleasure. Now I make these pleasures available to the people of Freeburg. I will be honest with you. People who pursue such cruelty truly are crazy. But what is interesting? The best steaks are cut from the tender meat of young bulls. 11 months is just right. Beautiful, healthy, full of strength. But these wealthy degenerates who pay $7,000, so our experts will show them where to plunge the blade for maximum effect. Even they don't have the spirit to slaughter the young bull. The thought never enters their minds. They look into the eyes of the healthy animal, bursting with energy, and they quickly shuffle past. As if by instinct, they are drawn to the old, weary, fading bulls. And then, with terrible smiles on their faces, they chew through tough steaks that taste of burning rubber. They feel that they're doing something real with their own hands, a sort of natural selection, as if they're agents in the natural process. But nature also teaches us that the old beast, unable to fend off any threat, might yet survive if it cowers in a dark corner and pretends it doesn't exist. Then, perhaps, the young predator will pass. Mr. Scott will drive you back. I'm late for an appointment.
Huh.
Mr. Boyd, you won't believe it, but the person I just got off the phone with was talking about you.
Seems like I'm pretty popular these days.
By the way, Mr. Boyd, I've got to ask, why $500,000?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
I love that. No ruining the mood this time around. Alrighty, good morning. Mr. Boyd, a maniac terrorized the city for 2 weeks and you did nothing. What would have happened to Freeburg if federal agents hadn't come to the rescue and arrested the dentist? Your arrest was imminent. You don't know anything. The situation was under control. We've been doing their work behind the scenes. The feds are just here to sip off the cream. I don't think that's what I wanted, but fine. The city overflowed with panic after your press conference about the dentist. Why didn't you think more carefully about what you were going to say? Panic was inevitable. When there's a serial killer walking the streets, it's natural to flinch at every rustle. After such a failure, any self-respecting officer holder would resign. What are your plans? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. Do you comment on rumors about relationship between Mayor Rogers and all 5 of the dentist Freeburg victims? I am concerned. Before the law, we're all equal, even Mayor Rogers. We will have to check this information. Thank you. Alright, day 82. Convicted serial killer Albert Mira, Sioux City. Police investigating a relationship between Mayor Rogers and the dentist. Famous DJs play roof of Atticus Tower. Not bad. City Hall still likes me after that. Alright, so do we actually get a day of work? Yeah, everyone's here. No one's trying to get a day off. Leia over here is just sort of taking her sweet time, so we gotta worry about her. But, here. How about Careless Love? Yeah. The dentist behind bar, great job. $87,500. Not bad. Wow. And I get my salary right there. Asano graduates. We get one more detective. Another cop. And got my raise. Awesome. So, what do we got? Ooh, okay. So, let's see. Okay, so we need another cop on this side. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for you. Okay. Well then, while we're at it then, just bring him over to B shift as well, since we gotta do a cop over there as well. So, let's see. Well, John Davenport, he's coming over to B shift. And Alyssa Koenig. I just like the look of her. Shift B. There you go. Alright, breaking and entering the suburb below. This is police. It's Dolores Park. Someone is in my house. I hear footsteps coming from the downstairs. My husband is on a business trip and won't be home for another hour. Please come right away. I know it must be some terrorist who's going to rob and rape me. I've locked myself in my room, but a door won't stop the beast. Simpson, take Dixon, and Millsap. Oh, and while we're at it too, detectives? Yeah, these guys are all... Okay. So... Are they doing the Atticus? Yes, they are. Okay. So, archived homicide. Now we can open this up. Wow, this one's like 11 days old? Wow, okay. Walmsley. You're the one taking over for this. Man, I didn't think it was that old. I can't do this homicide yet. But, there you go. At least now we don't have to deal with the Sands family. We don't have to deal with the dentist or a major criminal. We can just focus on this. Lawful assembly in the City Hall. The crowd is gathered on the steps of City Hall demanding that city officials legalize euthanasia. The protesters are chanting, "My life, my death, my choice." City Hall employees report that the people brought signs of the protest proceeding peacefully. We're still going to put a stop to this because this is just creepy as hell. He's just a big old no. Ooh. Let's see. Mr. Parks returned from his business trip an hour early. It was he who was making the noise in the house, of course. big deal. Suspicious individual in the library. Librarian Rolando Boone reported a young man came in looking for a book on chemistry and monographs on explosion substance and publications on extremist topics. Many of the books he requested are prohibited. The guy was scary, his eyes made like a blood run cold. Yancy, Asano, and Birdie. Alright, assembly has been taken care of. We're good on that. Wuggles is getting more and more experience. I love it. Oh, affairs. Anyone going to school now? No one's going to school. Let's get Giuliano on the roll there. He'll be the last one. As soon as the suspect sees police, he pulls a huge knife from his bag and rushes toward the librarian, shouting, "You called the pigs?" Attack him with a nightstick.
1210.
There you go. Alright, Police Academy. Where are you? Giuliano. Pete is the last one of the bunch in here for my cops who requires a bar. So that's good. Chief Boyd, I represent the interests of a private military cooperation or corporation, which is hoping to attract a significant investment from your city. We are preparing an investor presentation. We like to demonstrate the inadequacy of police training in a matter of public safety. Please understand that this is just business, and we can all win here. Give us a couple hours with your weakest and laziest guys, and my kids will look like gladiators next to them. I promise you, the company will remain in your debt. I don't know if I want to do that this time around. Yeah, we'll forego it this time. My guys, they're all doing it.
1210 in progress.
Alright, suspicious individuals. Parishioner Anna Bush, while she was on her way to church, encountered a group of incredibly strange teenagers. They were running around in weird costumes, fighting with sticks and talking like robots. Maybe these crazy kids escaped from a mental hospital, but I guess I can send them back. Oh, it's just LARPing. Don't know if I want to do that. Although the idea keeps... Nah. Okay. Well, with this homicide, the details on this one, I've yet to get any of the details, but hopefully if this goes correctly, I should be able to get it in like 2 days. Well, 3 days, possibly. But this one is, Fiona Callis was found in her apartment with her head caved in. A meat tenderized hammer was found next to the woman's body. That's terrible. John Callis, someone banged on the door and my mother told me to hide under the bed and close my eyes and ears and be as quiet as a mouse. I only heard muffled screams. When I got out from under the bed, I found my mother in the blood and I called the police. Medical examiner, the fatal blow was struck by a blunt object to the head. The killer was standing behind the victim. Death was immediate and the body shows no signs of violence. Mrs. Origai. I heard Fiona swearing with her brother. He'd come around again begging for money at her doorstep. Then she started yelling at her son. He always sits in front of the TV playing stupid games until he turns blue. Then my phone rang and I talked with my friend for an hour and a half. First responder, the officer. The door to the apartment was open when I came in. The boy was sitting in front of the TV playing some game on the console. He didn't even turn in my direction. I think he was just in shock. His mother was laying dead there right in front of him. Jeez. Mr. Andore. Yes, I went to my sister to borrow some money. I lost my job and the bills were piling up. I expected her to help. I told her to pass, but she refused. I didn't kill her. We had a fight and yelled at each other, and then I went home. I watched a movie, I rented, and went to bed. Yeah.
1210 complete.
Remember the science fiction club and just having fun at the bar. Yep. Easy. No big deal, just some LARPing. It won't do this. Nah. Although it'd be good experience, but nah.
410 in progress.
Homicide at the office building. Lady Shells was enraged about some comment that her colleague Matthew Tolan made, so she grabbed a stapler and began to beat him over the head with it. Then Miss Shell yelled loudly and lashed out at the secretary. She's having a nervous breakdown. Please hurry, said the suspect's boss, who phoned the incident in. Everett. Giuliano. Rushing, Wuggles, Dixon, and Millsap. I'll take SWAT too, why not? Do it all!
1111A in progress.
Oops, maybe I shouldn't have done it all. Drug trafficking at the port. An anonymous tip just came in. A large shipment of Colombian coffee is being unloaded. And they're shipping heroin inside the bags of beans. There's only a few cars approaching them to unload shipment, so if the police roll up, they might have just give up without a fight. Simpson, Mata, Birdie, Asano, Austin, go! Sorry, buddy.
910B in progress.
Alright, robbery at the fountains. The elderly Cornelia Davis called up in a fit of hysterics. Come over quick, I've been robbed. This little bastard stole a treasure. Fine. Alright, everyone just play it cool until my cops come back.
Officer on scene.
The woman grabbed a second stapler in her hands. These staplers look like deadly weapons. Look into her bloodshot eyes and try to calm her down.
410B complete.
There you go. Good thing SWAT was there. Uh-oh. And Abracadabra refuse.
1111A in progress.
Cornelia Davis was quarreling with the mother of a little boy who climbed in the fountain and took out a few coins. I made that wish, you little bastard. Stole it. And they got them. And the cocaine. Bring to the police station.
212
I always
in
hold my
progress.
breath when I gotta refuse. Okay. Well, first things first, we're gonna deal with you. Boys can play the suburbs. A respectable sounding man with a sleepy voice called in complaining that fireworks are being set off right in front of his house. They look like bums, but they have huge bags filled with all sorts of firecrackers. Poor dude. Let's definitely take care of that. And then destruction of property at the farm. Patricia Buckler said 10 or so people came onto her farm with some strange equipment. They wandered around with their gear for a while and stopped and began to dig a huge pit. Her husband didn't approve of people rummaging around on his property, but his attempt to investigate ended in a fight. The farmer was badly beaten. However, take these guys and proceed. That's terrible, man. I feel sorry for that. Definitely take care of the noise complaint in the suburbs. That sucks. Alright, homicide information. Yeah. Well. We'll see how we do.
Officer on scene. Looks like
There
we
are
have
three
a
drunk men on the street
situation
lighting
here.
fireworks and throwing them about. When they see the police, one of them pulls out a firework that looks a lot like dynamite and sets fire to the fuse. Aim the man with the taser, dive for the man trying to grab the explosive from his hand. Cool firecracker, I've used one of those before. Aim at the man with the taser. The man throws the explosive to one of his friends. The wick has burned halfway down. Taser the man with the explosive and quickly extinguish the fuse.
213
There you go, tase him, bro. There you go.
212 complete.
Destruction of property report. Alright. Good. Yeah. It's good to have one of those days where everything seems to go according to plan. I like those days. There you go. End of the day. I absolutely love this. Everyone's got bars. Now I can just keep thinking about either giving them more bars or increasing the amount on here. That's awesome. And then whatever extra bars I just start giving to these guys. If I do get a bar, I'll probably give it to Leia over here just to see if she'll just, you know, shape up a bit better. But both Rushing and Millsap also has that same problem. Oh well, we'll see how we do in the next one. I'm going to end it right here and just say thanks for anyone watching. This is the Police. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You know, hey, we got those cutscenes earlier. Definitely a long one, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a good one and see you later.